Name calling comes after the president announced new sanctions over North Korea's ongoing nuclear and missile testing.
Today, President Trump tweeted Kim Jong-un of North Korea, who is obviously a madman who doesn't mind starving or killing his people, will be tested like never before. In response to new U.S. sanctions, the North Korean foreign minister threatened to test a hydrogen bomb in the Pacific Ocean.
Once we can assess the nature of this threat, the president will make a decision regarding the appropriate actions.
Yesterday, Kim Jong-un called the president mentally deranged and said he will pay dearly for Tuesday's UN speech. President Trump said the U.S. would destroy North Korea if forced to defend itself or its allies. Well, joining us now is the host of Face the Nation, John Dickerson. John, thank you so much for joining us. The crisis is escalating on the Korean Peninsula. Your thoughts, please, on the rising rhetoric. This seems to be going to another level, and it does not appear we're close to a diplomatic resolution at all.
That's right. It's good to be with you, Ukee. I think the most interesting part of this is the fact that the North Korean leader responded himself in person. He does not always do that. Often he lets the North Korean news agency do it. And the fact that he responded himself, it wasn't just the high rhetoric he used, but he said that the president's speech at the United Nations on Tuesday made him even more committed to that nuclear program. That means he has put his prestige and his reputation on that nuclear program. He's kind of refreshed the link between the nuclear program and his reputation, and that's all very important to him. So getting him to back down from that now seems all that much more hard than it would have been, say, a week ago, now that he's reinitiated this relationship between the nuclear program and his reputation.
So does some form of diplomacy have a chance at all?
Well, the U.S. position is that they would like to get down and have talks and get to the table, but they need a sign from North Korea, and North Korea needs to stop doing these tests. And as long as North Korea continues to fire these missiles as they did last week, then there's no chance from the U.S. perspective that they're going to sit down at the table and start talking.
America is watching very closely. And this afternoon, Senator McCain came out against the Republicans' last-ditch effort to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. So where do we stand now?
Well, the bill looks like it's in pretty bad shape. They can only lose 3 Republicans, and there are 2 who have said they're going to vote against. The mechanism that Republicans are trying to use to pass it in the Senate expires at the end of the month. So really, next week is the make-or-break moment. There are 2 other Republican senators, Murkowski from Alaska and Collins from know before, and who may very well vote. Then the bills, and then it's over, and there's no chance.
No chance. Make or break situation indeed. John, of course, we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you so much for your time, as always. And don't forget, you can watch Face the Nation with John Dickerson Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on CBS 3.